today we're going to be making a 2-ingredient or 3, not chocolate chip cookie, but a 2-ingredient or 3 chocolate chip, or no, chocolate cake. You melt the chips, so it's a chocolate cake. And this recipe was actually taken from a great channel. You should really check him out. His name is One Pot Chef. Over 800,000 subscribers, does videos daily, and he's really good and really helpful. Awesome guy. Alright, so without further ado, we're gonna melt these chips. Cut. Alright, so we're pouring in 1 cup of chocolate chips, and these are semi-sweet morsels. Those seem to work the best, and it's just a little bit over 1 cup, so it's about 1 1/4 cups, I would say. And what you're gonna do is you're going to put them in a bowl like this, and you're gonna put it in the microwave for give or take like 30 seconds. And you never want to overdo it, so you always want to start really low, because chocolate does burn really easily, and you're gonna start smelling it, and it's gonna taste really bad. So there's that method in the microwave, which I think is the easiest, but there's also the method that you may have seen before. You boil water in a pot, and then you put the chocolate chips into a glass bowl that's over the pot with the boiling water in it, and that seems to also work, but that just takes a lot longer. So we're gonna start with this, our 1 cup, and then we're gonna get a 1/4 cup right here, so that, and you're just gonna add enough, so about that much, like that, 1/4, put it in. We'll add that one, okay, and we're gonna put it in for about, I would say, 30 seconds or so. Remember, you don't want to overdo it. So, and there's actually something else in here. I don't know why there's brownies in there. We'll save that for later.
Another episode.
So, basically, yeah, 30 seconds. Start. And now, I said this was a 2-ingredient cake, which One Pot Chef actually does list as a 2-ingredient cake, because it is. But I found that to fully perfect this recipe, I'm not as good as him. So I had to melt the chocolate and make it a lot more smoother, I had to add some butter. So that would be the 3rd ingredient in this case. But you don't have to. I just did it because it was easier for me, and I'm not as good of a chef as him. 30 seconds is just enough to get the bottom melted. So now you want to keep adding 30 seconds. So now you want to do let's say 45 seconds. So you want to go in slow little increments. So, and you just want it to slowly melt, because if you overdo it, like I said, if I just put 2 minutes up right now on the first time, it would just be burning, and you'd have smoke in there, and it would just be bad. So you don't want to do that. Yeah. All right, so hold that thought. Once this is melted, I will get back to you. Cut. Tea still needs to melt. So I'm gonna add my thing of butter so it doesn't burn.
Peter Griffin's butter sluts.
Alright guys, so guys, I noticed that the bowl gets really hot, so make sure you keep in mind, so you're gonna have to put on some gloves or get a hot pad. But I noticed with this microwave method, it does burn a lot easier, but thankfully this doesn't burn it. So I am gonna add about, probably, I don't know, how much would you say this is?
It's a lot of butter.
1.5 tablespoons of butter.
Okay.
So just gonna add that right on top, and then we'll put it in the microwave. And once everything gets to like a full kind of rich creaminess, then we're going to start and initiate the full thing. So let's see, we'll do another 40, say, seconds.
But it's still nice and melted.
Okay, we'll put it on for, let's just say, another 35 seconds.
You know what I was really disappointed in the last time we did Eric Gourmet Hour?
What?
We forgot to film us doing the cinnamon rolls.
Oh, right. Shoot, I don't know if this is my water or not. There we go. All right, film this.
Man.
All right, guys. So I did end up adding some butter like I had in the previous part. And look, it helps it mix a lot better. But like I said, you by all means don't have to use any butter at all. You can remain to the recipe, 2 ingredients. But I just thought it would be easier for me to do it because I'm not as advanced as One Pot Chef. And by the way, we'll put his link to his channel in the description. Please subscribe to him. He's a great channel, great guy, really fun videos to watch and make recipes.
What about our channel?
It is a good channel, but he's better. And I'm saying that from the heart. Cut.
You're fired. I'm the president of the channel.
Alright, so
I know how to crack an egg. The only problem is that whenever I do it...
Alright, ready to go. Alright guys, so now we're gonna have to get our 4 eggs that are also included.
Including the one we had to get from the neighbors.
Yeah, we only had 3, so I had to get one from the neighbors. Oh shoot. Alright, we're fine.
That was
almost
lucky.
dropped it. Alright. So we'll put the entire ingredients and instructions in the description as well. So basically you're gonna have to separate the egg from the yolk with these 4 eggs. So in this bowl I'll have the yolk. Or no, the egg white, I should say. Sorry, I said egg from the yolk, but it should be egg white from the yolk. And this will be, oh, look, this one did crack. This will be for the yolk. So how to do this is pretty simple. For your egg white bowl, you're gonna crack it, all right? Then you're gonna put this in the sink or wherever you dump those. And now this is really simple. You take an empty water bottle like this. We are not sponsored by Kirkland or Costco. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold it like this. You're gonna squeeze just in the middle and set it directly onto the yolk and voila, catch it. It's gonna leave a little bit of yolk, but that's fine because you're never gonna fully get the full ones. And then you're gonna put your yolk back in here. And sometimes you're gonna get a really liquidy yolk and there's nothing you can do about that. So just do the best you can. All right. So I will do that with the rest of these, and then we will get back. Okay.
Oh!
Alright, ready?
I'm filming.
Alright, guys, so we somewhat successfully did it, minus the eggs had lots of liquidy yolks, probably because we left them out for a while. A lot of recipes I do require room temperature eggs, although this one doesn't. So I just didn't know that. And so, look how liquidy those yolks are. The bottle method worked to a certain extent, but you're not going to be able to get everything out. So now, what you're going to do is you're going to take a, make sure to not get that in the chocolate. Oh, make sure the chocolate, you stir it periodically because you don't want it to harden. So, basically, you're going to take a, you can use pretty much any mixing device. Actually, these ones are a lot better for this certain thing because it doesn't splash everywhere, the one where it has the 2 spinning things, but this one is also as good. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mix the egg whites together until they become kind of like a foamy, bubbly white liquid. So I will do that and then we'll get back. So guys, I did it for about 1 minute and 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Depending on which type of mixing device you use, you're gonna get a different kind of texture. So this one is actually mainly used for like soups, when you make soup, to mix those, especially at the bottom, so everything at the bottom comes up and mixes in. So this one you're not going to get like a super kind of like Cool Whip effect. I know in One Pot Chef's video he had the one that you hold like this with the dual rotating blade spinning things, and his became kind of like a Cool Whip, like in a way like a Cool Whip you buy at the store. So you're gonna get a different result, but it does the same thing. So here are the egg whites, and now we are going to mix everything together. Cut. Alright guys, so now you're going to take your chocolate and you're going to put it into a bigger bowl, and if you already done that, then that's great, but I didn't, so I can get my spatula, do that. And now you're just gonna take this, pour it in there.
And it's always gonna be hard to get everything out, especially with chocolate, so don't worry if you don't get everything out. You know what time lapse is? No, I'll speed it up. It's pretty good at yeah, chocolate.
Yeah, so next you're gonna put in the yolks, and you're gonna mix it in very slowly, so maybe not too much at a time.
Yeah, in his he did one yolk at a time, but that's not really an option for us.
Yeah. So now you can either mix with the spatula, which I'm gonna do, or no, not a spatula, sorry. A whisk.
Oh, that's what those are called.
Where have you been?
Well, I know what they are, I just never knew what they were called.
Yes, okay, so you're gonna mix these, and I'm just gonna dump everything in because we have a bigger bowl.
Oh, the spatula we still need. Oh wait, no, never mind, we don't.
This may be a little tricky to mix, but once you get it going, it should be a piece of cake from there. No pun intended. Alright, so now you're going to take your mixed really well egg whites, and you're gonna pour that in, just a little amount at a time. And it's become pretty liquidy, I would say. Alright, so that's done. Put that in the sink and mix the last bit of egg whites in. And then we are going to preheat the oven. Alright, so that looks pretty good. And it will become kind of like a brownie batter. If you ever have used brownie mix from like stores, it's going to look like that when you add water to, or when you add water to those mixes, it kind of looks like this. Alright, so now we are going to preheat the oven. Cut. Alright, so guys, I'm about to preheat the oven. So first I'm going to put the vent fan on. I always recommend doing that before you preheat an oven because it sucks out all the hot air. So what you're going to do is you're going to bake, and you're going to do 325 degrees Fahrenheit. I believe it's 170 for you Celsius guys. And without further ado, we will preheat. And once it's preheated, we'll get back to you. Alright guys, so this is a really important step actually, probably the most important. So this is a 9-inch baking pan. This is the best I found to make the cake. And what you want to do to prevent it sticking to the base of the pan, you're going to want to get parchment paper or baking paper. And you want to cut it out and line it up because it's a lot better than butter with this cake I found. And this one you can just pull out. So I am going to now just pour it in. Make sure there's, the paper's pretty well lined up and everything. And I do recommend a spatula for this, but if you don't have a spatula, then that's pretty sad. Okay, so it's gonna be really thin because this cake itself is not a fluffy cake. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but this cake is kind of like a very moist. It's kind of like a chocolate cheesecake. It's still it still has the fluffy texture, but it's not really fluffy. The impression is when you taste it that it's more of a very moist chocolate cake, almost imitating a cheesecake. Okay. Okay, so that's going in there. Okay, once you feel like you got how much you want out, wow, that is close. Look how close that is.
It's pretty.
How close that is. Yeah, make sure you line your parchment paper pretty well. And if you have to use butter because you don't have parchment paper, make sure you butter it really well because this cake will not want to cooperate with you when it's done. So, okay. And if you guys like to lick the batter, just keep in mind it has eggs in it. Eggs carry salmonella at extreme cases. So I don't recommend trying with batter. Alright, so now we're gonna wait till this preheats. It's at 175 right now, and then we'll put it in the oven. And yeah.
Yep.
All right, guys. So now the oven's preheated to 325, and now we're just gonna put our cake into the oven. Stand clear. Put it down the center, and now the cooking time will be 30 minutes or half an hour. Don't miss it. Catch you in the next scene.
Alright, and go.
Alright guys, so after 30 minutes, the cake is ready. So without further ado, we're going to take it out and we're going to let it cool for a bit. Alright, so you're going to get something like this of some sort where it's all poofy. And eventually when it cools, it's going to deflate. Don't worry, that's 100% normal, and it doesn't change any of the texture or taste. So this is what it looks like under the light. So like I said, it's really poofy, and we're gonna let it cool for about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're gonna show how you take it out and cut it up and prepare it. Thanks. Alright guys, so as you can see, it deflates a lot, but it still tastes the same. Texture is absolutely the same, and you can hide the appearance with final topping of powdered sugar. So now to get this out is pretty simple. So you're gonna get a plate about 10 inches because that's a 9-inch pan. So something like this. Yeah, this will work. So now it's simple. You can do this over a cutting board too if you want, but you're just gonna do this. Plate method. Take it out, and you see our baking sheet works, and you're just gonna pull that right off. There's your cake, and you can flip it back over you want, but it is kind of hard to do that. So I'm just gonna cut it like this from the bottom, and the bottom is a lot smoother, of course. So now you're just gonna throw away your baking sheet, and now for the final topping, you're gonna get some powdered sugar. Guys, so now we're going to just slightly tap some powdered sugar on, or confectioner sugar. There is a better tool for this. By all means, use it. It's I think it's just meant for topping things with confectioner sugar consistency. So I think you like pull the lever and it puts down some. But I don't have that, but I will get that in the future. So I'm just going to, if it comes out in crumbles, you're just gonna have to do your best with it and smush it. But just going to have to lightly just do this. Like I said, if it comes out in crumbles, that's okay. Maybe you want to mix your powdered sugar first. Okay, and now just gonna even spread it out. You don't have to touch the cake if you don't do this method, obviously. But since I have only this, I'm going to do that. So appearance-wise, this isn't, you know, like the most magnificent cake, but it tastes perfectly fine. So now all you have to do is cut it. So you're just going to get a knife. You're just going to cut it down the middle, and these usually are served like this. So you cut it into 8s. Very good. There it is, folks. I want to get a smaller plate. This, and I don't have a serving thing with me right now, but right now you can just use kind of like a fork. Okay.
Alright, now we gotta film you trying it and me trying it.
Okay, under the light.
Oh, it's pretty nice.
See, like I said, it's very moist and condensed, so it's good. Alright folks, now for the taste test. Perfect.
Another great meal.
Thing about that cake is one of the strangest consistencies I've ever tasted. But also one of the best.
Okay.
Try it.
Alright, you filming?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm Maxwell Whiteman, and I'm trying the Eric Berryman's free ingredient chocolate cake.
2 if you want.
2 if you want, but we did free. Eric. That is pretty good.
Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. Thanks.